Hello, everyone. My name is Seth, and today I'm going to give you my review of A Muppet Christmas Carol. I promise that I'm going to get to Godzilla -1. I've really been wanting to see that movie, and I want to bring you guys a review of that. However, been super busy, haven't had a chance to, and I have been in the Christmas spirit. It's coming up quick, so I thought it would be a great chance to talk about probably my favorite all-time Christmas movie, A Muppet Christmas Carol. But before I go any farther, go ahead and like this video, hit subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. And I'm going to take this off because it is not necessarily that comfortable, and it's probably a little distracting. Christmas Carol is one of my favorite stories, period. Not just a Christmas story, not just a Christmas movie. Just the whole thing is one of my favorite stories. I used to read the book every single year. We almost always go see a musical version at one of the local theaters around here, and I always watch a couple of different film versions around Christmas time. Honestly, if you were to give me a budget and say, hey, you can direct any movie you want that's not Star Wars or Marvel or DC, then I would probably want to do a version of A Christmas Carol. I actually have like a big idea for a video involving Christmas Carol, but that might have to wait till next year. So I love A Christmas Carol, just to give you some background on that. But I also love the Muppets, and you put those two together and you absolutely have a recipe for success. This is absolutely one of my favorite Christmas movies ever. It might be number one for me. This is such a charming film. There's a lot of heart, there's a lot of laughs, and it does a really good job adapting the original story. The original story is so good. It's a classic for a reason. You get to see Scrooge grow and change over the course of the story when he's faced with his past, present, and future. The story is structured in such an entertaining way. The narrative, the supernatural / time travel kind of elements to the story, the themes of redemption and of compassion, it just goes across a lot of different cultures and a lot of different times. And that is what makes this story a classic. And that's also why I don't think you necessarily need to stray too far away from the source material. Now, of course, I love seeing different interpretations. I love seeing different versions because I think there's a lot of room for interpretation. But as long as you have the core of what makes the story special, then I think you will have a good version of Christmas Carol. And they do that here. They stick to the core story while adding their own little flares to it. However, it works so well. It is a wonderful adaptation. So not only do you have the classic story here that they do such a good job with, you have the Muppets. And who doesn't love the Muppets? This movie is really, really funny. Like, you have the Muppets and their humor. It just works here. Nothing is overbearing. It doesn't overshadow the story. It works hand in hand with the story. I also love that Gonzo is playing Charles Dickens, and I think that gives an interesting twist to the story. And they know when to use that narrative device. They don't try to over-narrate things, and it's not like he's completely forgotten about. They come in at the right time. And they also made great decisions on which Muppets were going to be which characters. Like, for example, I think Kermit the Frog is probably the best choice for Bob Cratchit. And speaking of great decisions, I think Michael Caine as Scrooge was an absolutely fantastic decision. If you were just to look at his performance, you never would have guessed that he was acting opposite of Muppets. I don't know if you've seen this meme floating around. I see it just about every year around Christmas time, where it says, oh, Michael Caine, glad to have you in this movie, but, it's a fun adaptation with the Muppets. Feel free to have some fun with it. And then it has Michael Caine saying, I'm going to play this as serious as a car accident. That's basically true, but it works so well. I think that is also part of why it works so well. It's almost like he treats the Muppets as real professional actors. Just kind of the juxtaposition of those two really works. And this is honestly one of the best versions of Scrooge on film. I love the George C. Scott version. I love the Alastair Sims version. However, I think this might be my favorite theatrical version of Scrooge. Michael Caine does such an incredible job over the course of this film, both playing Scrooge at the beginning and at the end, and all the way through, showing a believable transformation and change of heart. He has a ton of layers to this performance, and you believe the change in Scrooge because of Michael Caine's performance. I absolutely love the sets in this film. There's a lot of little details, and I think that just goes to elevate the production. They do such a good job of making the audience feel something, even just by the sets. Like when it feels dark and cold and maybe a little spooky, like you feel that way. You feel the warmth and the charm whenever you see those scenes in the film. It's incredible that they're able to do all of that with the production. I think A Christmas Carol does lend itself very well to having a few songs here and there throughout, and the songs here in this film are very, very good, and they do such a good job of moving the plot along. They're not just there because, oh, it's a third of the way through the film, we gotta have a song now. It does such a good job of actually moving the plot along, and I think if you're gonna have songs in a film, that is the best way to utilize them. This is the first feature film that was done after the death of Jim Henson, and I honestly believe he would be so proud of this film. It has the same heart and charm that the Muppets are known for, and this movie hits all of the right notes at the right time. You have the charm, you have the humor, you got the little bit of spookiness, you have the emotional, dramatic moments, all right exactly when you need them. This is not only just one of the best adaptations of A Christmas Carol, it's also maybe the best Muppets movie. For me, this is absolutely a Christmas classic, and it is a must-watch for me every single year. If you have not seen this yet, I absolutely recommend you giving it a shot. I do not think you'll regret it. And for me, this is a 5 out of 5 star movie. But that's it. That's my review of A Muppet Christmas Carol. Have you seen this film? Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section down below. It is one of my favorite Christmas movies. It's maybe my favorite adaptation of A Christmas Carol, one of my favorite stories. And so I will always take any excuse to discuss it with anybody. So leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. You can follow me on social media pretty much anywhere at CinemaSeth, and I'll see you next time.